Is it possible to make consistent progress programming for yourself?
And I take this because I program for myself right now.
We're actually both programming for ourselves.
Yeah, that is true. I think it is possible if you have goals that are not focused on performance in a specific sport. So,
you're not going to introduce your daughter?
Oh my goodness. Hi, everyone. Hi, world. Will you talk? This is Kinsley. Can you actually see her on the cameras? So time management is really important, and so one of the things that I have to do is kind of figure out like performance versus the time that I have in the gym. I think it is possible. I've seen progress for myself, with training and doing my kind of writing my own design, but I do think for someone that has specific performance goals, they need a coach to guide them not only in their progressions, but also kind of help set a narrative for their success, like making sure that the coach is kind of the guardrails to keep them on path to the goals that they have. Whereas my goals are not necessarily performance-based in a sport, they are performance-based with certain things that I want to do. So kind of what I've done, especially since she's born, is pick a couple things and go after those for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks, whatever it is. So like right now I'm working on rotational. Is she getting picked up in the background of the mic? Sorry, everyone watching. The two things that I'm doing right now, one is I'm training for a 10-minute test on the assault bike, which I just started because Mike McGoldrick has talked trash about that and said he can get 250 in 10 minutes. And then the other one that I've been doing for 6 weeks now is rotational speed work. And I'm defining kind of the benchmark for that by a club head speed with a golf driver, just because I've been playing golf and that's kind of fun. So it's outside of kind of the norms of what we see in CrossFit, but one of the things that I've found enjoyment in is, instead of being in here for 2 or 3 hour sessions, is finding a couple little things to work at for 6 or 7, 8 weeks and then reach that goal. If I don't, then I'll reset it. If I reach it, then I kind of pick 2 more goals to do for myself. I don't know what you're doing right now for you.
Well, I think just to answer the question, like simply, I think it's possible. Now, whether or not it's likely is going to be dependent upon a lot of things. First of all, do you have the knowledge base to actually create a program structure where you're progressing? And a lot of people are trying to program for themselves to get better at things, but they don't really have any fundamental experience or knowledge or background. In that case, I'd probably say that you might progress through your beginner stage, but at some point you might get stunted. The personality characteristics of the person. So if you're really determined to get better, it probably doesn't matter what you're doing, you're gonna figure out a way to get better. But then consistency plays a role, because if you're stubborn, you can always hurt yourself by doing too much. What type of environment do you have to continue to keep you accountable? Me and Brannen were just talking about it earlier, having people that hold you accountable, whether they're coaches, training partners, people you can ask advice to, coaches, even if you're not having them programming for you, just reaching out to coaches and saying, hey, what do you think about this structure? I think all of those variables are gonna play into whether or not it's possible. But I do think it's possible because I've been doing it for a while. I still get help though on different aspects of my program, or there are certain things where I just don't have the mental drive to, like, it's very hard for me to write a Metcon and do it for myself at max effort unless I'm doing it with somebody. So I'll either bring a training partner into that or let somebody else write a workout so that I'm not accountable to writing my own suffering. So I think it's just a game in some ways to figure out how to get you engaged, how you make progress, how you like doing it, and then whether or not it's consistent is dependent upon how much you care about it.
Right.
And if you're willing to continue to invest that time. But I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you said as far as accountability goes, that helps so much. In that, for me, I may ask, this morning I actually did a workout with Mike because it was something I didn't want to do, but I knew it would kind of help me reach the goals that I have. And so I said, hey, do you want to do a workout together? And just like we were talking about before we got on camera, that helped push me through the workout. So I think having others to lean on, even if you're writing for yourself, still to have other people kind of look at your design or help push you, even if it's in the workout, definitely is valuable. And that's kind of what I've done too, is like I write my design, but then I also ask people to do it with me so that I stay accountable to the goals that I have.
Yeah, cool. So it's possible. If you're doing it, good luck. And if you're not doing it successfully, find a coach. When I created Training Think Tank, I wanted it to be just that, a think tank, a group of people that gets together and challenges each other's ideas on training. So what you watch in this video is one coach's beliefs. The other coaches and myself may or may not agree with what was said, but we're okay with that because we want to facilitate a discussion about training in the market.